And good evening. Welcome to the book club. I'm
Hey,
Jason Heath with Great for Rescue and Sanctuary. We have Pamela Terhune. Pamela, how you doing tonight?
good. How you doing?
Very good. We have KJ, the kitty correspondent. Welcome.
Hello.
Also, very special guest tonight. We have Trenton Rowlett, a marine mammal trainer with the Indianapolis Zoo. And Trenton, you have a few friends behind you tonight. Tell us about your friends.
Hello. So these are four Atlantic bottlenose dolphins. So this is Hemingway. That is Ake. Behind me is Oren, and then Kokina is right behind them as well.
Oh
That's
my
awesome.
gosh.
Live tonight in the Dolphin Pavilion at the Indianapolis Zoo. We have a very special reading tonight. Trenton read a book called One Day on Our Blue Planet. And Trenton, tell us about why you chose this book and the book reading itself. Tell us about that.
Well, we actually did it early, kind of on into the pandemic, and the zoo was actually closed to the public at the time. And I'm sure as everyone at that point was feeling a little bit of stress and anxiety. But for us at the zoo, a lot of us were still coming to the zoo every day. We were essential workers. And so I think just trying to provide daily care for the animals, and some of that was even just in the form of like new and enrichment ideas. So one of my coworkers, Lisa, came up with the idea that we should probably do some sort of like a reading activity to see if the animals were into it, and the marine mammals loved it.
Oh, that's
Kind of how
awesome.
it started.
Awesome.
Well, we can't thank you enough for sharing these readings with us.
Yeah.
We're so excited about it.
Yes, and we've already learned so much just in talking for a few minutes before we went live.
Yes, we have.
You were
It's
giving
so-
the dolphins treats, right? They were getting the ice cubes. That's like part of their. They associate that as food, right?
Yeah. So I've got a bucket of ice, not too crazy, but these guys love anything different. So as you can imagine, that's why we like having people here so they can see them. It's different to their day. But ice is always paired with their fish, so we also sometimes will give them Jello for a type of food enrichment. But ice right now is definitely their favorite thing.
Aw. Well, I have to say, seals, this has always been my favorite stop at the zoo. I've always loved seals.
Oh.
And when I was growing up as a teen, when you throw stuffed animals all over your bed, they were all seals. Anybody knew that at birthday time and Christmas time, get Pamela stuffed seals. I'm especially excited for this. So, yeah.
We call them our like unofficial welcome wagon because it's obviously the first animals you get to see when you come in the zoo. So that area, and you'll get to see them in the video as well. There are two gray seals, and then there are California sea lions. So those bigger ones,
Yeah.
and then the gray seals have spots. The easy way to tell them apart.
Yes. Oh, I love him. And if you see me flailing my arms around, it's because I have this little girl.
Oh, baby.
This
so
is
cute.
Sophie, and she's trying to hit my earbuds, so I have to keep them out of her reach. But she's the friendliest little thing. She's from a responsible breeder, and she's 9 years old, and she just come to us because she's retired, and so Sophie's up for adoption, and she's a very sweet dog. I just love her, but she's very busy. So anyway, back to you, Trenton. I just wanted to explain why I'm like going like this.
Just like a little cameo.
Yeah.
Hey, Trenton, how long have you been doing this? How long have you been with the zoo?
So I started at the zoo in high school. I volunteered for after the dolphin shows, and I squeegeed the water, and I picked up trash. And they actually helped pay my way through college. And I went to Franklin College here in Indiana. And then I did an internship with dolphins in the Florida Keys and realized the oceans and dolphins and marine mammals, and I was hooked. And I've been here now for 9 years.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Awesome.
And what is your favorite animal of all the ones you take care of?
Well, we care for them all equally, but the one who's trying to get your attention right now here, and his name is Oren. And Oren and I have been together since day one, since they was born.
Oh, so you guys are long buddies.
Yeah.
Well, and
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Jason. I love the fact that you're talking about them and kind of sharing all of their personalities, because they are so different, right? Like, we're not here just to see dolphins. We're here to learn about the dolphins that you spend your time with.
That's true. So there are 13 bottlenose dolphins here at the Indianapolis Zoo, and they all have different likes and dislikes. And just like anyone that loves animals, like I know you guys do, is they all like different games, different toys. So they're really quick to let their personalities kind of shine through.
And how many different marine animals do you have there? Aquatic animals?
Yeah, so we have 4. So we have Atlantic bottlenose dolphins, which you can see. That's orange. We have Pacific walrus, which are just amazing in their own right. We have California sea lions, and then we have gray seals.
Oh gosh, I love it. I love it.
And for those who want to come see the dolphins in person, tell us about that in the pavilion.
Yeah, so naturally, the zoo is an outdoor event with some indoor spaces. But here, gearing up soon on November 21st is a Saturday. We're starting Christmas at the zoo. So bring your family and get to see some Christmas lights. It's starting a little earlier this year before Thanksgiving. And we'll be doing it through the end of the year.
Do you notice a difference with the animals at the zoo when you have the Christmas lights and things like that? Like, do they get in the holiday spirit?
Well, they definitely notice the Christmas lights going up. So as you can imagine, the amount of lights around the zoo and the amount of time it takes to put them up, it's quite an endeavor. So the animals definitely seem to engage a little bit that the environment around them is changing. So it's kind of a different experience. Also, some of our schedules, it's just a different change. I can imagine you do the same thing every day. So wanting to try to find ways intentionally to broaden their horizons a bit. So for these guys, we start getting to interact with them at night and through the night. So they get a little bit better care and better time together.
I'm sure they love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, it's a great book reading tonight. So without any further ado, we're going to enjoy this book reading, and then we'll have a few more questions for you afterwards. So here we go.
Only at the Indianapolis
Zoo.
We're reading One Day on Our Blue Planet in the Ocean. As day breaks, a little bottlenose dolphin calf takes a breath of fresh air before diving back into the sparkling waters of the Pacific Ocean. Below the surface, many more dolphins are swimming speedily. They all live, hunt, and play together in a large group called a pod.
Just ahead, the little dolphin spots something. It's a baby whale, and he looks lost. The little dolphin squeaks and clicks to her pod to draw their attention. Each dolphin has their own unique whistle, just like a name.
The little dolphin guides her new friend through the warm, shallow waters off the coast of Australia and over the Great Barrier Reef, where fish dart between the corals and strange creatures lurk in secret crevices. Once they reach the deep open ocean, the pod gathers together to protect the little dolphin and the baby whale.
At last, here's the whale's mother. The clever dolphins chatter and play along the gentle giants before moving on in search of food. Whales are not the only huge creatures living in the vast watery world. As she travels, the curious calf meets a strange ocean sunfish and a long lion's mane jellyfish, and a group of softly sweeping manta rays.
In the depths beyond, the pod sees a large shoal of fish. The older dolphins work together, grouping their prey near the surface so they are easy to catch. The little dolphin likes fish, but like other baby mammals, she also needs her mother's milk.
As night falls, the ocean grows darker and hungry sharks come out to hunt. The little dolphin stays close by her mother's side, away from harm.
All dolphins must stay alert to breathe, so they sleep with one eye closed at a time. Together with their pod, the little dolphins swim sleepily through the glittery waters. Good boy, that's my good boy. Till the sun rises again on another day on our blue planet. The end.
And that was a great
I love
book
it.
reading.
I love
That's
it.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cute. It's so
That was
cute.
awesome.
I swear they're listening and they're paying attention.
Oh, they're
It's so
100%
adorable.
paying attention, but they don't speak English, but I think they like the tone. They like that
Yeah.
we're holding something. And Coquina was a little obsessed with, like, she had to physically touch the book. She had to put her head on it, which is something different and new, but that was fun.
That's great.
Well,
So
the walrus looked like he was paying attention too. Like he was like taking his nose and hitting the book.
So those whiskers, they're called vibrissae, and so it's like essentially having 400 fingers on the front of your face. The nerves, they're not quite as developed, but they can control them individually to an extent. And so yes, they're very tactile oriented. So they were like, "What is paper?"
Yeah.
That is so cool.
That's great. Hey, Trenton, when kids watch the show, what kind of questions did they have? What do they want to know?
One of the big common questions is about which animal do they meet or who do they see? One is where's the bathroom? But to be honest, sometimes we get questions about like ocean specific questions that, like, to be honest, I'm a little surprised at like the amount of kids that we sometimes see in the Dolphin Pavilion that have really never even seen an ocean. So there's sometimes not as much of an understanding about what they do here in Indiana that actually has like global impacts, people around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you can you talk specifically about that impact, because you're sitting here with these dolphins, and I know that you, Trenton, have some knowledge to share about how what we do here in Indiana actually affects dolphins in the Gulf.
Yeah. I think the big takeaway, and I think this is one of the reasons why I think for the trainers that we loved the book so much, is I think the book really speaks to this, like a stoke of imagination a little bit about what the oceans are, or maybe more so like what the oceans really can be. But for obviously any adults out there that have gone to see the ocean, that's not necessarily what it always looks like. And that's probably not really the reality of what some of these animals endure or see sometimes. So I think that it was an opportunity for us to try to have people come and see that the oceans aren't always gloriously beautiful, and there is sometimes trash, and there's sometimes animals that are injured, or that at times that I think as people that we have the ability to do something to better the world a little bit.
Yeah. Trenton, Elsie has a question. My daughter wants to know, how do dolphins sleep? Because they don't breathe underwater.
So dolphins have two hemisphered brains like we do. So they have a left brain, which the image is backwards, and a right brain. And there's a part in the back of your brain. It's called a lobe, and it's called the occipital lobe. And what this does is the back part of your brain actually controls your eyes. So dolphins, they sleep underwater, but they breathe from their blowhole. So what happens is they let part of their brain rest for a little bit, and they use the other half to swim and to breathe, and then throughout the day, to switch.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great.
My nephew, I just got a text from my sister who's watching. My nephew wants to know if dolphins have best friends.
Yes, so Oren and Ake right here are fairly inseparable, and they have been for several months. And they're very different in age. So Oren just turned 8, and Ake is 12. But Oren's like, I'm a little bigger. So, so of you with siblings who you outgrow your older sibling, etc., can be a little bit like that. So they love to roughhouse, they love to play, they love ice, and they love basketballs.
I love that. That's great. Tell us about the Dolphin Dome and what happens for people who want to see that.
Yeah, so it was actually the world's very first underwater dolphin viewing dome. And so I think the idea was it would give people a chance to really like engage with dolphins and get to see them like from a part of their world a little bit. So you actually, when you walk through, and you could see it kind of behind me a little bit, is you actually can walk through it even during presentations and the dolphin presentations here at the zoo and all day and all night. So you can kind of see what dolphins are doing, but at their viewpoint.
Perfect. And we have a video from one of your colleagues that kind of take a look at the Dolphin Dome training. So let's take a look at that.
Only at the Indianapolis
Zoo. Hi everyone, my my name's Amy and I am one of the marine mammal trainers here at the Indianapolis Zoo. And today I'm joined by a few of my fellow animal care team members. We have Dustin and Kelly, and we are currently in our dolphin dome located in our main pool. So we are going to be doing a dome session today where some of our animals will be sent down to Dustin and Kelly to do some really fun, enriching behaviors. So you can see Kelly right there. She is using a hand signal to communicate with Taz. He's one of our juvenile male Atlantic bottlenose dolphins. And when he does that behavior correctly, Kelly's going to blow her whistle. And that means you did a great job, Taz. And you can go on back and get lots of fish. So working with Dustin right now, we have Hemingway on the left-hand side and Calypso on the right. All of our dolphins here at the zoo have their very own stationing order, so that's very similar to an assigned seat, like if you were at school. So they always know who is supposed to be on each side of them. So that way, no matter where we are at in the pool, when we sit up for the beginning of the session, they know exactly what order they're supposed to station in order for the session to begin. So right in front of us is Jet. He is our most dominant animal here at the Indianapolis Zoo. He was born right here at the zoo on 2202, so he's got a pretty easy birthday to remember, and he is very energetic. You can tell him apart because he's got lots of coloring all down the sides of his body. Right in front of Dustin, we've got China on the left-hand side and Taz on the right. China is pretty easy to tell apart because she does have a significant underbite, so that means her lower jaw sticks out a little bit farther than her upper jaw. And she has actually passed that down to both of her kids, Indy and Oren. Working with Kelly right here is Calypso. She's one of our young females. She was born right here at the Indianapolis Zoo, and she'll be 5 years old next month. And we can use different hand signals to ask them for certain behaviors. So we can do some with our hand signals, such as a yes or a no, but they also are trained to mimic our head motion or our body. So you can see Calypso showing off that yes and that no right there, copying her trainer, Kelly. And they are also trained to spin in a circle and copy us just like that as well. You can also see some bubbles coming right out of the top of her blowhole. That is where dolphins breathe from. It's also where they make all of their sounds from. So they only use their mouth for swallowing those delicious fish. Thanks so much for joining us here at the Indianapolis Zoo, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye, everyone.
That was
amazing. Amazing. They're so smart.
Yeah. Hey, Trent, we have a few more questions from people watching right now. China wants to know
Everybody's got questions.
How do dolphins hear when they have no ears?
Well, actually, they do. Dolphins actually have a small pinhole-sized opening. It's just about 2 inches behind their eye. However, sound travels significantly better underwater than it does sometimes in air. So they don't need external ear flaps like you and I do. So they actually hear so well. That's actually also why we use a whistle. Dolphins don't speak English, and they're sometimes super far away from us. So a whistle is a way for us to say, that right there, that moment, it pinpoints this time that they know I did something right. I deserve a reward, like ice or fish or a back rub or sometimes a toy.
So the next question, I'm curious how many commands the dolphins know and how you can become a dolphin trainer.
Well, each dolphin knows their own behavior, so they all have a different repertoire, just like us as people. But some of them easily know 200 to 300 different things in different variations, each one with its own like type of sign language, if you will. So yeah, they're very, very smart, and they've got a large repertoire and a really great memory. And they're eager to learn. And then I would say for anyone that wants to be a dolphin trainer is one, like, don't give up. Like, if you have a dream, like, you can do it. So I went to college and I decided I wanted to study science. And then after college, I did an internship. So I worked for free for 3 months and I sorted fish and I scrubbed floors and I scuba dived. and did all different kinds of things just to learn how to better take care of animals in a human setting. And then I came here to Indianapolis to stay.
Perfect. And we have one more question. And Elsie's 8-year-old daughter loves dolphins. They want to know, how common is it to see a dolphin while going on a boat in North Carolina?
Well, if you're wanting to see the dolphins you would see are Atlantic, it is definitely possible. Atlantic bottlenose dolphins are seen in the entirety of the Atlantic Ocean. They are going to be more common, probably closer to the Gulf and more warmer temperate waters.
Perfect. Pamela, we had a lot of questions from young people tonight. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. It was so educational. That's our goal.
Perfect.
Thank you all.
Yeah, Trent, any final thoughts from the Dolphin Pavilion there at the zoo?
Yeah, if anyone comes to Christmas at the zoo and you see me during a dolphin presentation, make sure to say hi afterwards and tell me that you saw.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, Trenton, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for sharing your reading with us.
It was fascinating. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yes, you too. Thank you.
That was awesome. And
Oh
before
my
we go,
Gosh, I love that.
It was so great.
Christmas at the zoo is going to get us in the holiday mode, but I'll tell you what else gets us in the mode, and that is holiday shopping. Pamela, isn't that right?
Yes, that's right. We've got our auction coming up. I'm so excited about it. We have so much to offer. It's just really, I swear, it gets more exciting each day. So we have so many items. I mean, we have things from $10 to $10,000. You can have an experience like we've got right there, Westminster Dog Show. We've got attending Saturday Night Live, Macy's Day Parade from a hotel room that's on the second floor at the Macy's Day Parade, and of course items for the young ones and the older ones, and there's something for everybody. There's things for every budget. Some things are priceless. We're just so excited about it.
Yeah, I love the items. They're unique, aren't they?
Yes, yeah. You're like, that's the Bears helmet. It's the superstars, like the legends of the Bears. So we've got LeBron James signed a jersey, and we've got Taylor Swift, and for the Minions lovers.
Wow!
I know. Are we so lucky?
That's so cool, Pamela. Oh my gosh. That is great.
Oh, we're so excited. And more. There's so much more. You just
How long is the auction going on?
The auction goes for 10 days. It starts on the 13th and wraps up on the 23rd. And I believe registration for the auction opens on Friday. And it's so super easy peasy. All you have to do is register to be a bidder. And the platform is wonderful. It keeps you on your toes. It lets you know if you've been outbid. It reminds you of closing time. It's amazing. So all you have to do, the easy part, is just signing up. That's the hardest part, because everything else is so easy after that. I mean, the platform just keeps sending you text messages, reminders, letting you know where you're standing and the items you're interested in, and it's going to be very exciting.
It's so great because you'll get a text like, "Hey, you got outbid. Do you want to keep bidding?" So you don't have to sit there and like watch it, because you can say, "Yeah, I want to outbid that person right now." It's very cool.
Exactly. And it's just as easy as pushing the button. You don't have to continue entering information or anything like that. You get signed up, and then you're good to go throughout the whole 10 days. So yeah, we're very excited about this.
And then, Pamela, will there be can people browse items, I think, beginning this weekend, maybe, on GratefulRescue.org? Okay.
Yep. We've got things for browsing. I believe even we're going to have special items on our very last night, the live, and those will be they will be up for preview, but I don't believe they are up until the end of the auction for bidding.
Did you say that's going to be live?
The
At
very
the
last
end?
night, yes, the very last
Okay.
night is alive, and it will have things like the Superstars of Rock album, or not album, guitar, signed by people like Eddie Van Halen, B.B. King.
Ah!
I know, right?
Oh, cool.
So we have amazing things coming for you, and so we're very excited about it. Um, so stay tuned, and it'll all the information will be up, like I said, on Friday on gratefulrescue.org, and get yourself signed up. Christmas is coming. Some things oh my gosh, people that's hard to buy for. There's priceless experiences on this auction that you won't believe. So we're blessed, we're excited, and we're grateful.
Yeah, well, and
I know,
the
that
nice
was
thing
bad.
about this is, not only can you go shopping and find these amazing gifts, but you're giving a gift by helping Grateful Rescue. So,
Exactly. Thank you. Yes.
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 So everybody gets gifts. We all win.
Everybody
you get a
wins.
gift.
Yeah. Yeah, Oprah. You get a gift, and you get a
You
gift.
get a
Yeah.
gift. You get a gift.
And it's
and
a
then
good
Pamela,
cause. Go
yeah.
ahead, Jason. Sorry.
And then next week we have goats, don't we? On the book note.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. Yeah, we have the goats. We went to a goat farm a few weeks ago, and our friend Brittany read to her goats, and they're so cute. They're jumping all over they're pygmy goats, little ones, and I know. And they enjoy the reading too. I mean, I think animals hear. I think they hear it and they pay attention. And maybe it's the voice and the the inflections of the sound, but they get it, and it's really fun. So yeah, that'll be a joyful experience. We enjoyed it, didn't we, Jason? Jason
Yeah,
sat
it was
down with the
great.
goats, and he was covered in them.
We were covered in
That's
blood too,
great.
but it was great. So, but yeah, there were some fun moments, and we'll learn a lot about that and goat yoga. We'll get a
Oh yeah.
demonstration of goat yoga next week too. So there you go. Now,
Yep.
well, it looks like our half hour has flown by. I love all the
Woo-hoo.
questions.
I loved it. KJ, thank you for joining us.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
always a pleasure.
Happy to be here. And as a reminder, this little guy, Johnny Storm, was rescued by Grateful, and now he lives with us, and we're so happy to have him. And he wants his treats. He's like, "You leave me alone." He wants his treats.
That was right on cue. You couldn't have scripted that better.
Right?
That was my black cat last week. He's always like so mellow, and then I picked him up like that, and he about clawed me to pieces, just trying to get away. But
that is the first time he's done that. Although he's got a little kitty cold, so when we don't feel good, sometimes we're a little cranky.
Oh, get well, Johnny. We love you.
Well, we love you. Grateful, Pamela. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
Good deal.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 7:30 for Facebook Next. So goodbye, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.